Ever wondered if you could buy your own home creatively? Well, you can. In fact, there's several ways that you can buy your home creatively. But today we're just going to talk about one, and that's lease options. Hi, I'm Connie. I'm the owner of Buy Without Realtor, guiding you with the knowledge and tools to confidently buy your home on your own. Today we're going to talk about one of my favorite topics, and it's lease options. Lease option is it's the same name as a rent to own. And it is near and dear to my heart because as a real estate investor, it was a way that I would invest in real estate. So I helped a lot of people get into lease options and to be able to purchase their home using a lease option. So I want to talk about the benefits today and how to go about finding lease options. So let's get started. So what I want to talk about are, number one, the benefits of lease options, as well as some of the pitfalls and things to watch out for once you get into a lease option. So I want to explain what a lease option is. And it is very much like a lease agreement. However, you have got the option to buy the home after the lease period. So it's very much like a rent to own. So you're basically renting to own the actual property. At the beginning of a lease option, you will determine what the price of the home is going to be, and then you will make the monthly payments towards that home. At the end of that period, you will then need to go and find traditional mortgage financing in order to buy that home. Now, the benefits of a lease option or rent to own, I'm going to use these, it's the exact same term, but I'm going to use them interchangeably. The benefits of a rent to own is that you can clean up any credit problems, or let's say you just started a brand new job and you don't have a year's worth of income coming in that you can prove. A lot of the mortgage brokers want you to prove at least 12 months of steady income in order to get a mortgage. So a lease option will allow you to fix your credit, if there's any debt you need to pay off, it gives you time to pay off that debt, as well as you can check out the neighborhood to see if it's even a place where you want to live. Now, there are some things with the lease option that you need to understand. There are some lease options that you will need to put a down payment on, or it's called an option fee. And that just shows the seller that you are very serious about purchasing this home at the end of the lease. And it is determined, and actually it can be negotiated. It is typically determined by the seller how much they want. But again, in real estate, everything is negotiable. Another benefit of a lease option is that you're going to treat this home as if it's your own. Typically in a lease option, the owner or the seller only takes care of the foundation or the roof. So if there's any repairs that need to be done on the home, that is something that you're going to need to take care of. So you are going to, it's like a trial run of actually owning a home, because if you did own your home outright, if you just went through a traditional mortgage, you would need to take care of all of those repairs anyway. Now, one thing that the seller has to make sure is that everything is in good working order prior to you actually signing the lease option or the rent to own. So that is the benefit. But anything other than that, you're going to be responsible for those repairs. Now I want to talk about some of the, I won't say downfalls, let's just talk about some of the pitfalls, some of the things that could go wrong in a lease option. So in my experience, what could go wrong in a lease option is that You just decide you don't like the house. You don't like the neighbors. You don't like the neighborhood. And you want to leave. So at the end of the lease, you can. But any down payment that you have put down or any money towards that lease option, you forfeit it. You cannot get that money back. It is non-refundable. So that is something you really need to pay attention to. The other pitfall could be, what if the seller goes into foreclosure? Now, there is something, and we're going to talk about that a little bit later on. There is something that you can do just in case that happens. But that is another pitfall, that they could default on their payment, even though you're making your payment every single month. So we're going to talk about what you can do to safeguard yourself. So I think those two items are probably the biggest pitfalls that you can come up against in a lease option. Now I want to take you through some steps on how to actually find lease options. Step one is you start looking at listings where people are offering lease options, or even, the best thing that I can suggest is you create one. If you're currently renting in a home and you've been renting for a long time, ask the question. Just ask the landlord if they would be willing to sell you this home if you like it. If they would be willing to sell this home to you on a lease option. That way, you're already in the home. You know what needs to be repaired. You know the home and you know the neighborhood. So it doesn't hurt just to ask the question. But again, that is a way that you can create it, is just to ask the question. Or even if you're looking at listings and perhaps there's a home that you really like and it's for sale, ask the question if the owner is willing to sell it on a lease option. The only thing they can do is say no. Step two is to negotiate the terms. Remember, the seller or the landlord, they will state how much they're going to want you to put down or put towards the option fee. And it's like a down payment. So that is negotiable depending on your situation and the relationship that you have with the owner/landlord. Also, you want to look into paperwork that you will need to fill out because a lease option agreement is totally different than a lease agreement and a rental agreement. So there is going to have to be a new agreement that needs to be signed between you and the landlord. Keep that in mind. The third step is to contact either a real estate attorney or a paralegal to be able to look over the lease option agreement to make sure that it is a win-win situation and that you're not being taken advantage of by the seller. Before, I had mentioned about a way that you can protect yourself if the landlord or the seller goes into default and doesn't make their payment. And what you want to do is also talk to an attorney about recording a memorandum of option. What that is going to do is it's a document that needs to be filled out, and you're going to record it with your county. And what it's going to do is show up as a cloud on the title, so that if the seller decides to sell the house or if it's in foreclosure, it makes them aware that you have the first right to purchase this home should it go in default or if they try and sell it. It's a protection for you. If you want to know more about a memorandum of option, just leave me a comment. Hi there, I'm Connie Mackey. And if you've decided to navigate this home buying journey on your own, I'm here to help. If you have any burning questions about real estate or just a wild idea that you need to bounce off of someone, I got you covered. Whether it's a simple question or you need a full-on brainstorm session, you found the right place. Book a one-on-one consultation on my website. The first 10 minutes are free, so why not give it a try? Head over to buywithoutrealtor.com, book your session, and allow me to answer those questions about real estate and also make your home buying journey as stress-free as possible. The next step is to improve your financial situation. I would recommend contacting a mortgage broker and kind of go through a pre-approval. Talk to the mortgage broker and let them know that you have entered into a lease option and you want to meet with them because in a year or two you will need to get financing, that you need to find out what it is you need to work on during this period, what debt you need to pay off, what credit you need to clean off if there's any collections, what needs to be paid off, and a mortgage broker or credit repair company should be able to assist you with that. But that's something you need to get on top of while you're in this lease option period. The final step is exercising your option to buy. And what that means is that you're going to let that owner know within 30 days that you are going to exercise your option either to buy the home or you're going to leave. But you've got to give them at least 30 days notice, just like in a regular rental agreement. And hopefully you have already talked to a mortgage broker and you are already set up or pre-approved for this mortgage in order to exercise your option if you want to purchase this home. But that is the final step. Have you ever considered buying a home using a lease option? Or is this your first time even hearing about buying a home by way of a lease option? Share your thoughts and leave those comments below. I'd be happy to answer any questions that you have. And don't forget to like and subscribe for more information. A lease option is just one way to buy a home creatively. If you want to learn other ways to buy a home creatively, check out my ebook in the link below called The Disruptor's Guide to Home Buying. And don't forget to subscribe for more creative ways to buy your home. Thanks for watching. And remember, with a bit of confidence and the right strategy, you can buy your home on your own without using a realtor.